Welcome everybody, Lenska Realty here. This is the San Diego real estate market update, May 2019. I'm a real estate broker and also serve on the board of SDCA, the largest real estate investor club in Southern California. I invite you to visit, and as always, facts, graphs, and stats to help you make smarter decisions for your bottom line. We have a very localized market update. It's just for San Diego. It's not nationwide. And as always, no fortune telling, only fortune building. In order to assess a real estate market, we're looking at the following data points: sales and inventory numbers, interest rates, employment data, home purchasing sentiment, home builder sentiment, affordability, and NODs or trust deeds. Let's dive into the numbers. As we can see, you look at the price right now, we have been there before. We have been there in June 2018, or a low point compared January 2019 to May 2017, which means practically no bailout for investors who overpaid as prices are flatlining. Same pretty much for the attached units. In April, we have a median sales price of $420,000, which is slightly down year over year. And just a comment to how the appreciation has actually slowed down. We have been going straight up from January 2016 to about June 2017, an increase from 350,000 to about 410, and since June 2007 we have had only a very slight increase. I'm not the only one that thinks the appreciation acceleration has slowed down. This is by cities. As we can see, San Francisco and San Jose are really slowing down, and national, we're looking at about 8% down in appreciation acceleration. San Diego County's detached average price per square foot. As we know, this is the price per square foot is the number appraisers go by. We evaluate properties or analyze fix and flips. And you guys can see that we're right now at about $400 per square foot. Attached, we're about $415 a square foot, as we came down from our heights about $435 a square foot. Active listings, we just see a slight increase, 2% year over year, but we do have an abnormality in the cycle. Usually we really go up every springtime and then we're going down, but currently we're kind of keeping level with the inventory. For the active listings of attached, we actually have seen a big increase, about nearly 20% year over year, and therefore the less appreciation for condos because people have more choices, and therefore the price is not increasing as much. Average market time, we're still good at about 36 days. Even so, it is very easy to relist property, so that number of 24 days is probably not quite accurate. I would say a more realistic number is probably 2 to 3 months right now, unless you have that one really hot property everybody wants. And speaking of wanting properties, here is a month of inventory. So the darker shade, the purple, darker blue shade, is the one that's having only 3, or let's call it 4 months inventory, and the slider blues have 8, look at this, 8 to 16 months supply. We're looking at, for example, Claremont Mesa is a very hot area. Rancho Penasquitos, Poway is very hot. Not so hot is obviously Rancho Santa Fe. And here they are, your San Diego's top communities with the lowest inventory is National City, San Carlos, Del Cerro, Vista West, Claremont, Mira Mesa, Rancho Penasquitos, Spring Valley, Lakeside, and Poway. So if I'm a fix and flipper, I probably want to have the more faster moving communities to do my flip. Maybe staying away from a flip in Rancho Santa Fe or Coronado, or even in Escondido, southern Escondido. We don't have a lot of change on the interest rate. We just want to point one thing out, that the alt doc practically for self-employed and bank statement loans, they dropped under 5% and are now at 4.875. The FHA and VA 30 years, it's still at 3.5, and the conventional 30-year fix is about 4%. So speaking about employment numbers, let's take a different look at employment from a higher perspective. Because as we know, employment drives real estate prices, and certainly the Mariana industry is creating jobs, and with Florida on the top, Nevada, Washington, Arizona, Colorado, and we all know that in these states also real estate prices have been increasing. San Diego or California is also on the list because we have a very good market for Mariana, because also New Mexico will join Alaska and California, Colorado, DC, Maine and Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont and Washington in legalizing the green stuff for recreation. So in terms of consumption, California has a massive market for recreational marijuana, larger than actually Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and Alaska combined. Will we see real estate prices even increasing? Maybe not, because we will have millions brought in by tax revenue from pot sales. So hopefully we will keep our Proper 13 and the property taxes, because the state is having enough income from taxes from marijuana sales. Also, home builder have been very happy in April. We have 1 point up, or say to 63 nationally, and up actually 3 points in the West. And this is due to increased traffic during the open houses, and plus, well, it's springtime. We shook off the winter blues, but let's see if that increased traffic will translate into more sales. And here is the Fannie Mae index, the HPSI. It is a combination of 6 questions about: is it a good time to buy, good time to sell, will home prices go up, will mortgage rates go down, how confident are you not losing your job, and do you think your family income is higher? And after that steep increase in March, actually to 88.3, raising 5.5, we actually have been decreasing this month to about 1.5. And we're looking at the single numbers. So even so, the interest rates have been lower and prices have been softening. It did not translate into people thinking it's a good time to buy. People still think it's a good time to sell, and home prices are not going to go up that much, but you guys also realize the mortgage rates will go down, the net share increased, and the confidence about not losing their job is at -6, which is also good. And also good is that more households thought their income is significantly higher. So we see higher incomes, people confident in their job, the economy is all hunky-dory, but it does not translate into more people wanting to buy homes. Maybe one of the reasons is that it is still hard to come up with a down payment. So over the years, people, the green bars are the median down payment, and the black line is the median down payment percentage. As we can see, the percentage is going down. A lot of people think that millennials are the current home buyers. So let's see how millennials came up with the down payment. The unemployment right now, as it is at its lowest point since 2000, and that's from Redfin, chief economist Daryl Fairweather. Millennials have never worked in an economy this strong before and are now finally making enough from their paychecks to save for a home. The fact that they are less often needing to rely on family members or sacrificing retirement savings to fund a home purchase is another sign that millennials are finally gaining their financial footing. And compared to last year, we can see the down payment came from a second job, which in 2019 were down to 24% from 36. Also, people not cashing in as much from their stock portfolio, and especially they are not cashing out on their IRA funds. Inheritance is another source for millennials. It's about only half in 2019. Cash gifts are still pretty strong, even so they're also down. And a lot of people maybe sold some cryptocurrency to move from a volatile to a more solid investment, real estate. And we all like to talk about U.S. home flipping and gross profit. So this is for the nationwide, as we can see that the average ROI of flipping is down, and also the gross profits are down in 2018. What could be one of the reasons why we use the 2-year definition of flipping in the remainder of this report? It's important that we also look at other measures of home flipping have trended over time. In the figure 1, you're going to see the time between like 6 months in the yellow up to 2.5 years in red, and you can see that the 2-year period and the 1.5 period, they have been going up, where the 6-month flips, the short-term flips, have been packed also up, but a little bit more steady. Fix and flip, we know, is getting even more competitive as flippers undertake more complicated and time-consuming flips with adding square footage or even tear downs or renovating really old properties. And so also the less experienced flippers enter the game and can turn around the flips as fast as maybe more experienced flippers. And some take maybe an advantage of some tax incentives and keep the properties for maybe 2 years for the long-term gain. And Bloomberg's last story was a new crop of flippers inspired by HGTV reality show real estate meetup groups and get-rich-quick gurus piled into the market in recent years, and the rapid price gains helped the last property crash fade from memory. Many newbie investors are encountering their first slowdown and facing losses from houses that took too long to sell. Because meanwhile, they face steep payments in kind of high interest that, as we know, is hard money. They need to be paid. So if you have a property, it takes 3 or 4 months longer to sell, and you have a $6,000 to $8,000 payment. Here goes your profit. Plus, as you guys noticed, yes, House Flipper Zillow is entering the fix and flip market, but are they concerned about making money? No, because their sales are up because they added the flipping to their business, but net loss triples, but shares soar. We have a great economy. And here's our real estate market rating. Still overall, sales are down. Interest rates are practically unchanged. The employment data is still strong. Home purchasing sentiment is a little bit down. Home builder sentiment is up. Affordability is up. NODs are slightly up. And if you haven't learned enough, I would like to invite you to my real estate investing field trips, which are the third Saturday of every month. The next one is June 15th with our ADUs for you, where we tour a few ADUs and get into some of the details, which makes a good site to build one and the implications of becoming a landlord. Here it is. If you need real estate services, buying or listing your property, please give me a call. And thank you for listening and looking forward for next month.